Hello, and welcome to a casted game between me, Jaapaasa, and Dragotango. This is a casual game between me and Drago, uh, so it's not part of any tournament. But I wanted to cast this one because I think it has some interesting divisions, and the game is actually quite exciting as well. And despite it being bit more casual one, we are still both trying to win, of course, and play to our best. So I'm playing as third VDV, and Drago is playing as fifth cav from the Romanians. So fairly standard opening for Orsha North. I try to rush to these flags and succeed, as third VDV is faster than fifth cav. Otherwise, just taking positions. I'm trying to. I'm guessing that there is a unit, but there is no. Trying to get the tankos into position. I had this recon bomber up here, but Drago already had a fighter up. I was expecting him to bring IRR recon bomber, which is why I had the 37 mil already in place, but he didn't do that. I guess he also knew that. I would guess that. So yeah, just getting in. Both of us are getting into position. We can see that Drago has actually a lot of forces in the north. I do have some forces, but not as much. This is pretty significant force with the Glycrin Gears and Rosiori and even machine guns, 2 AT guns actually. So he was probably expecting some tanks, and he was correct to do so. The Valentine is coming up. Otherwise, yeah, the BF is still floating around. Some skirmishers around here. Desaniki pushing in, taking heavy damage in the yellow forest. It's kind of a bit painful, but I'm making some progress, but not as much as I would like from the get-go. As I'm playing Vanguard and Draco is Maverick. I was surprised to see that he brought the Pioneer Assault in A phase, which is the strongest CQC unit that the Romanians get. But maybe he did that to counter my Vanguard push, which also makes sense. The Maxim in here was actually, I didn't think it would perform this well, but it actually did quite well with the pinning and that stuff. But of course, there's way too much for it, and the Valentine finally arrives, but it's immediately in trouble from the AT guns. I don't think that will live for long. I'm bringing more recon planes. There's this weird grab going on with the Ognemachiki. Down in the south, slow progress, but the recon cars and double MG units are really holding my verse long range infantry off. And yeah, you will see throughout the match that the ABU source and the Orshas will be super annoying to deal with. Going for a bombing strike. What am I bombing? The Preda should have probably actually bombed the machine gun, but yeah, 13-11 for me, but it's a precarious hold. I basically did this just to annoy him and force him to spend more points taking it back, which didn't really work that well, but of course there's some pressure on the table now, so yeah. I'm doing some close range mortar support. Usually it's quite hard to do it this close range, but here it actually worked pretty nicely. The Desant Kovroti has a PTRD, so takes out the clown car, which is very nice. One thing that the third VDV is actually lacking in compared to other Soviet infantry divisions is AT rifles, which is surprisingly annoying. And the 50mm mortar did more work. Unfortunately, it runs out of ammo so quickly. I'm doing my best to check out the action on both sides, but as per usual for Orsha North, the fighting is heavily concentrated in the north and in the south, thus making following them both kind of hard. I'm trying to push with the Thessaloniki. Bad idea. Drago was prepared, and as you can see, they just melt in the yellow forest. This is part of the reason why using third VDV can be pretty hard, because they only work well in the green forest. Here I managed to outflank, but I'm already so suppressed that it doesn't work out that well for me. I have amassed a huge force in here. Vanguard income starting to kick in. I can get way more on the table. Also, my stuff is very cheap. Desanitki being only 15 points, and the Guardias 20 points, and so on. So most of my units are very cheap, even some armor, but Drago also has AT guns and the Pushka anti-car ready. Oh, taking out some transport as well. That is painful. It's oh, another one. Yeah, that's bad. Also trying to do a small push in here. Probably should focus on the south where I have the advantage actually, but and again, the backlights are so good in the yellow forest. This is just bad gameplay by me, which is one of the reason I also wanted to cast this, to see my own mistakes, identify them, and learn, because watching your own games is a good way to learn, but I often find it a bit boring to watch them again. But in this case, because I know it's a good game and I wanted to cast this as well, I think it's like two birds with one stone, or how they say. I can see that I have a huge advantage here, but it's still difficult to push with these single machine gun units. And my tanks, yeah, they are great to support. Of course, 5th Cav gets only Stugs and clown cars, so that is great. But these small AT guns are very good in this matchup. Against Shermans they can struggle, but against T-34s they are excellent. And the Valentine is maybe a bit irrelevant actually, because well, it's a good with trading with Stugs, but as infantry support tool is pretty poor. Up in the north, no big swings, except that Drago managed to grab my flag here. I bring out the radio 120, and I'm moving it around, getting some good fire support. These are excellent. These can get so much value if left untouched. They, with the radios, they are super deadly. And pinned and went for some surrenders, which was quite nice. And now I can push. This is what I should have done in the first place, but I decided to probe and yeah, lost some units to that. In the middle, nothing happening. Brought out some more mortars. I love these things, but sometimes I maybe concentrate using them a bit too much, and it takes a lot of micro after all. Desanitki DT. This is actually a pretty good unit. For 20 points, you get 3 DTs, but it's only 7 men, so it's kind of flimsy as well. It's good. It's very good and defensive, but when you want to attack, it's quite dangerous. With the 7 men, yeah, they go down very easily. Here you can see Pioneering Assault actually clearing both Tanko and Thessaloniki as well. 120 also here. Decided to invest into these early on, moving them around still because I'm expecting him to buy artillery to counter them. Some mortar support going down. It's on point this time. And at the same time up in the north, trying to probe, but this is actually a pretty good position because the Rosioris can easily handle my close range infantry at this, and also the Preda here. I like this position. Like it makes sure that I cannot push an 80 gun here or even the 80 rifle to disrupt the enemy movement. Good play by Draco. Also has the AA up, and I really should mortar this with this or with this, but there's plenty of targets, so there's that as well. A lot of reinforcements coming in. We are on to B phase now, which means Draco gets the income advantage, and we can see some 60mm mortars, and he wants my 50s dead, which I can understand because it's so annoying when these things start pinning all of your stuff. And I see that Draco has also decided that it's time to end this. And I think he probably should have done this sooner. Of course, he couldn't have known how much I had here. But it was very little, and that's something I often like to do. That just put some here to annoy the opponent, and I can significant tick advantage from that. So yeah, pushing in with the Valentine. It doesn't even have a machine gun, so it's like just to stand there. Really, this guy has a Panzerschreck though, and even this thing can, at closer ranges, pretty easily deal with the Valentine. Also, my T-34s are the lower armor variant, so they are easy prey for these, which you can see later on. I also brought the IL-4. I usually don't take this with the 300mm rockets, but I wanted to see how it does, which is another reason I wanted to cast this. But this was I believe this was blind firing by me, but the damage here wasn't that great. But let's see if it does better later on. Some probing from Draco trying to get this. It's a very common strategy to take this flag from the blue side, and it's actually quite hard to get back because you have this open field. And in this particular matchup, the 2K advantage is in Draco's hands, just because of the Resichan, which is both 2K AT and pretty good 2K HE as well. Mortar going after, I don't know, probably blind firing again, or maybe just missing. Oh, maybe. Sturmovik rocks, my best CQC. I'd say these are probably better than the Pioneers I mentioned earlier, but only slightly. These have better loadout and double flamer, but they are also double flamers, so yeah. I should have brought more cards of these, but my build, I didn't even change my build enough for this match actually, so which we can also see later on. So I'm playing with my ranked deck. I did some slight changes, but not enough for Orsha. Yeah, this is the power of the Thessaloniki DT. 6 machine guns here with the two of them laying down fire. Now we can see the Stugs. I believe he brought them in B phase only because we didn't see them in A, which makes sense. I often do it myself as well. Yeah, I finally get the Sturmovik rocks into the woods and also the Tankos. I probably should have had a card of Sturmovik rocks also in A phase because they are just so good. Roshiori pushing forward, but the PTRD teams, PTRD teams are actually quite good at close range. They have 4 Pipishas, so yeah. Mortar out of ammo, shooting nothing. This Dragotango, also interesting unit. 8 Pipishas and a DT, so bit of a mixed bag. The DT is kind of irrelevant, but they have smoke, which can be helpful as well if you use it, which I don't. But I'm still holding 1410. But the income of Drago's Maverick is starting to kick in, and he's making some good progress as well. So, my AT can fail to kill the Stögs, but the mortar is still doing work. Also brought some ammo already for it. More Sturmoviki rocks coming in, and some ATSU 76s. One of my favorite vehicles in the game. Only 40 points, and good for HE support, and very good at closer ranges also against medium tanks, even some heavier tanks sometimes. Still probing going on in here. Even more support brought by Drago. Also now the 122, which is an excellent 2K HE support vehicle as well. And I don't really have anything to contest this. I'm bringing my B4. It moves so slowly. I remember I was so impatient to get to use it that I just started firing from the road. Yeah, you shouldn't do it, but sometimes you make silly things like that. Massive blob of Rosario salt cleaned my Sturmoviki rocks, and these proved quite hard to deal with actually because of the Molotovs, and they have decent loadout with the Berettas and straight bull rifles. Yeah, still constant action in the both north and south, which is very typical. Which is one of the reasons I think Orsha North is can be quite micro-intensive map. Also, probably my favorite map or second favorite, but also micro-intensive because of this. I'm going after the 25mm. Because my air force is actually quite small. I believe I only brought the recon planes and that IL-4 and then the IL-2 tank buster. So cheeky little grab here by Drago. Luckily I have noticed it in time before he started pushing and taking advantage of this. The OB went down, so there was nothing holding the flag. Similar thing going on here. Before I tried to go after the 122, pinned it, but not enough to kill him. The mortars, I'm trying to keep them constantly working. But yeah, even though I'm on the tick, I believe it felt like pressure was everywhere, and it didn't feel like I was in control, like sometimes it does when you are ahead in tickets. Yeah, IL-4 doesn't make it through the Bofors. Reinforcing with the Desaniki, I brought them all with double wet. Vanguard in A and B and actually in C as well. So, for 15 points they are a bit nasty, honestly, but also, yeah, like I discussed earlier, they can die pretty easily. Going after the Reshitsa, yeah, the HE is so annoying with the probe going on over here that I really wanted it dead. It's outside my radio range, so probably won't hit. Actually, it does land a good hit immediately. That's quite surprising, and pinned it, and yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Ognevechiki will soon fall, and actually will free both of these flags. So this is a good push by Drago, noticing that I don't have much here and taking advantage of the strengths he has. Yeah, this is what I should have done earlier also, smoke and then move in with the close range infantry, but it sometimes just feels like it takes too much time to do that, so then you just push and then you fail. IL-2 coming in. Managed to pick up the Stug. This is probably the best plane in the game. I'm gonna say it. No, or the one with the bombs, because you get the better availability, but this can swing games so easily. In this matchup, it's maybe a bit redundant because there's only Stugs to fight, really, and the clown cars. Mistake also here, not constantly firing with the B4, and also it's still on the road, which is very risky. Mortars, however, are doing work, again going after the Reshitsa. I have actually a lot of forces in here, but it didn't feel like that during the game. This is something that I sometimes struggle with, to identify this, that how much I'm ahead, or how well I have traded, because this is a huge amount of forces, but it kind of felt during the game that there was enough to hold me back, which there wasn't. But of course, there's now coming a lot of reinforcements in. So yeah, and Drago actually grabs now 13-11 by capturing these flags with the good push into the middle. I don't know. I think this there's already one 60mm, so I don't really understand. Oh no. Okay, he's bringing them in the north. I thought he's coming into here, so maybe. And the B4 is still going after the 122. Here, again, constant fighting. The Horse in this position was actually very, very tricky to deal with because of the lack of bazookas and AT rifles. This is a nice spot for the Panzerschreck. Easy pickup on the C-70. I do spot it, but yeah, it goes down, but very nice. You can see many of Drago positions his infantry pretty well, so to meet me in yellow cover, so my Desanitki get teared up before they can do much. Reshitsa, what is this firing after? Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get back into these flags, but as you can see, there's a lot of support. Oh, I got good hit from the B4, but yeah, and this is where the struggle of VDV can come in, because you don't get that much long range infantry, and your long range infantry isn't that good either. Mortar going after the support weapons. It's a bit far, so I don't think it will make that much of an impact. Up in the north, as you can see, because I failed to take advantage when I had the huge force disparity. I mean, I do still have more forces, but now the Horses and the Stugs are here, so it will be way harder to break this because of lack of AT. I have the Valentine and a T-34, but there's 2 Stugs and 2 Horses. So, and the Reshitsa is actually in a pretty nice spot because it actually picked up the SUs. 50 mil, doing some softening. Yeah, this is what I talked about. Pushing with this is very risky, but that's kind of what you just have to do sometimes with the infantry, which is to take advantage of situations like this. And here it worked, but it could have failed as well if there was a unit moving in who wasn't being pinned. Again, more mortar support. Doing some excellent work. I don't think this is now in radio range though. No, there is the descent comproting, so yeah, it is. In the woods, Desaniki DT okay-ish, but Rossiori are definitely better in the woods. This is actually, the Rossioris are an excellent infantry unit because of the flexibility. The 50 mil pins it down, so I get the surrender, but yeah. Valentine versus Stugs. This is where the Valentines are excellent, because well, yeah, bounce, let's see how it ends. Yeah, I won, but even if you had traded equally, or both, being that both got killed, I would have been up 35 points because these are only 45 points. So these are excellent against Stögs and Shermans and T-34s, small and T-34s. That is. And again, I have the CQC advantage, so I could take this, but pushing from the forest is really hard because the horses will tear me up, and I probably should have pushed the Valentine to meet the Stug, but I was afraid of Panzerschrecks. The IL-4 fails with the rockets. I can see that in time, so I turn it back before even flying too far, because the 7-1 would tear it up, and it actually will probably anyway. Yeah, it goes down. So, short life for the IL-4. Still 13-11 for Dragotango, as there's still this 1 health Rosiori holding this flag, but and the Resistance is still supporting. It's so annoying. And the B4 is still on the road. Finally, I'm moving it away from there. And Drago went for some counter battery, which is something he was expected, and it's a good move. Here, just a blob of infantry holding. I'm finding it again very hard to push because of the long range advantage. These tanks could deal with the Stug, but the 45 would kill them both, I think. So getting my 50mm reloaded, going after the Stug. Also thought maybe it will be the infantry, or I don't know, but there's no radio because the leader went down. In the north, again, no change. We are good into C phase, so one can see that we are both starting to run out of gas a little. So we can still easily afford infantry and stuff, but making big pushes is harder. This is a good play. So the 60 mils were brought here for the smoke. Maybe this should have happened earlier, but still, this often works actually on both sides, that you just probe the hill. Sometimes there's just a machine gun or a sniper unit, and then when the infantry arrive, there's nothing to deal with them. Which is sort of the case in here as well, because I only have the CQC infantry, and in the Yellow Forest I cannot defeat the Rosiori, and the T-34-85 is actually in trouble, because they have the AT grenades. And this probe also good, taking a free flag and forcing me to respawn, so excellent play. 25 points only, so not a big loss even if I bomb me. Well, I'm just going for recon. Yeah, you can see here that the 45mm can pretty easily tear this Valentine up. Actually use the APCR shot, but still. And the Valentine, it may have been or even out of HE, or maybe it didn't see it. But I managed to grab this back. But now, yeah, this push and this push are something that I have to deal with. This U2 going after this Rosiori. The U2s are excellent for 20 points, and the recon ability. Of course, any AA will stop them, but hard to complain for that price. And again, I don't think I have any more long-range infantry, so I'm having to respawn with the Desanitki, which is a bit tricky. Mortar, going probably after the Hotchkiss, and actually makes it. This is some pretty nice luck. The B4 getting finally reloaded. This is one of my favorite artillery pieces. I acknowledge that it's actually not that great because it can get counter battery quite easily, but the deadliness, I love it. Yeah, still significant forces from both sides. I probably again have the advantage in terms of numbers, but I cannot push in the open because of I don't have any machine gun units in here. So my only way of pushing is the mortar and the tanks, but there's still the 45mm. But I brought the smoke off map to try to break the line of sight and make my CQC infantry work again. 12-12. I'm ahead, but not that much, so it's still anyone's game. Here we can see Rosiori Assault and Rosiori against Desaniki. Easy win. Double team plus the Molotov. I'm trying to go after them, which probably would be a mistake. I should just stay here and perhaps try to make like a flank. Wow, which I am actually doing. These of course have the Raider trait, so they will regain the front line, which is quite nice. And this guy can actually... Okay, yeah, he needs to run. Rosiori going after. And another probe here. Rosiori getting into this position, but now we are in the forest, so this is where Desaniki excel. And now I'm trying to smoke here, and but there's still more CQC in my way, and I don't know what was my plan here actually. Like, how could I push with this CQC infantry into the open? I don't know. Yeah. More Desaniki arriving. At this point I don't have anything else, I don't think. Only CQC at least, and maybe some artillery leaders. Tanks I have plenty of. Before playing silent, not good. And this mortar is firing, so yeah, that is nice, but missing quite badly. I'm surprised that Draco is not counter-battering the mortars. I think that's something that you should always try to do, at least once. It's debatable if your opponent has the half-track mortars, then maybe you can skip it. But I think you should always at least try, because oftentimes people forgot to move their mortars, and it's just to keep them honest as well, because we could see that at the beginning of the game I was moving the mortar after firing, but now, because there is I haven't seen any counter battering to the mortars, I stopped moving. So yeah, I'd say always try to counter battery mortars, especially radio mortars, because they can get so much value. Like these guys have been firing for, not constantly, but they have been in the field for 20 minutes soon. So not 20 minutes, but 50. Let's say 50. Kalarashi coming in. T-34 picks up as a sniper transport kill. Yeah, mortars doing some good work. B4 going after what? The Reshitsa, yeah. This might be a counter battery order, because I think... Oh no, maybe not. Maybe it wouldn't show this, but yeah. I brought the smoke off map, but I'm not using it. I probably forgot. This is where the horses are so annoying. Desant Komroti has the 1 PTRD, so that's good. Too late with the smoke. But the 18-8s, it actually makes a pretty big difference, the having 100 meter 80 and 120 with the Panzerfaust. If these guys had Panzerfaust, it would be easy to take these down. But because these have recon, running up to them is not actually that easy. IL tries to come in, I probably lose line of sight, or just decide that it's not gonna make it anyway. But yeah, no line of sight, I don't think. Getting a T-34 to do some close range action. The heavier T-34. U2 circling around. In the north, things are stable as well. I think I should have used the smoke here. I have a lot of Desaniki here, so smoke off from here and just push to this flag. And I think it would work. I could even kill the AA. but I didn't recognize that. I was probably too concentrated on this part, which is a common mistake. Because, yeah, Draco is now on 1311 and is holding this flag, but oftentimes you could just avoid the hill and just go straight through here. Which would cut the reinforcement as well. So yeah, but I didn't realize that during the game. And using the smoke off map in here wouldn't work as well, because I don't have that many forces in here. I do have some, but probably would need more. And it's all out in the open. Resicha coming in to this forest. This is an odd position. I don't know what he is. Maybe he wants to clear this and then go here. Yeah, that's actually a good position. It could shoot all the way over here. Or maybe... Nah, that's not that good, I don't think. But he is going here. Yeah, it could work, it could work. Yeah, as I said, I was in the lead, but it's still anyone's game. I probably have more units in the map, but my units are also cheaper. Like, a lot of them are the 15-point Desanitki. And in the middle, I'm probably weaker. This is kind of funny. 3 machine guns. Yeah, there's no way I'm pushing into here. Yeah, okay, I'm going with the smoke off map. Let's see how it works. Yeah, but I think this is a wrong play by me. I think this was the right play. STK 7-1 pushing really deep. Probably trying to get to the hill. Yes. Let's see, SU-76 picks up the kill. This actually could have killed pretty easily because the armor is very low, and the 7-1 does do a lot of damage. Yeah, you can see the smoke. This is probably the off-map that nobody hates. It's fun to use, but it's also harder to use than many other off-maps, in my opinion. It's cheap, though. I think, yeah, 100 points, and you get 6 strikes, which is a lot. So, you only need 1 per game. I don't see needing like 12 smoke barrages per game. T-34 goes down to Rashitsa. Yeah. And I'm immediately trying to take it down. No movement in here. The smoke would have been better also in here, I think. Or more Desaniki into this forest and then smoke this. I think that would have been better. But let's focus now what happens here. SU-76 goes down, trying to smoke here with the Beck-like Grenadier. Some smoke came from the 120. Now I'm finally doing the push, but the whole off-map should have came into here. Many of these are very damaged as well, so they are kind of hurting. And this push made no progress. I'm even pushing with the artillery leaders because I think I'm trying to save up on infantry. I don't have much left. When you are buying these 15 points Desanitki, you run out of quite quickly if you're not careful. The tanks I do have still, but yeah, couldn't even grab this flag. And here, like, why aren't these guys standing here? They need to be now in the smoke. Yeah. Oh, I do have recon Brasvetkas. But 12, because I'm cheekily grabbing this, creating almost an encirclement. I'm trying to throw some infantry into here, but now I can see the machine gun hill. Oh, there's 4th one as well, and even 5th one. Nothing is going to get past. L4 with the rockets. Let's see. What? That was just such a bad strike by me. Why was I firing over there? When it's obvious that at least here, but here more likely. Let's see. Valentine going to close range. Oh no, it's getting fired from here. I'm trying to back off. And it's bouncing. And then it's the fight is starting, but I'm still backing off. The Stuk loses line of sight. He's following. There's a Nikki trying to get in range, but the Rossiori is moving in to spot. Now I see the Stuk, and the Stuk was backing off. Bounce. And dead. Yeah. Probably would have lost it anyway, because the Valentine was already damaged. But yeah, now the IL-2 is coming in again. This time I keep the line of sight and finish off the Stuk. The mortar is not shooting. I have supply, but I'm not moving the mortar. This is actually stuff like this is pretty annoying. I have the 1311 because of the Raider grabbing the flag. B4 going after nothing. And still things are stable. Neither of us thinks that can break this line, so makes sense. Now the 120 is finally getting resupplied. I'm still getting the flag, so I can just stand here and get the flag. It's yeah. Just going for a bombardment into here there, but there's nothing. T-34 rolling in, Desant Ratsvedka. I think this Spec Light Grenadier has done so much work. It's actually out of MG ammo. It probably has killed so many Desant with the SDGs. That's pretty funny. Managed to clear this up. B4 getting counter batteried again. And yeah, I believe this is probably set on counter battery because it's going after this one. But I think it really should be switched. Just defensive fire here or here. The P4 is low, but it's when you position into the roads, you can actually swift it decently quickly, like faster than like a towed artillery. So that's the way. Just put it here, then shoot, and then scoot along the road. I'm not doing it here, but I'm actually also moving the smoke off map into the north. I figured that maybe there's more use cases for it over there. So mortar strike going in. 12-12 still. We are playing with the 50-minute time limit, so I'm still ahead in tickets. T-34 very Stuk, bounce. Gets a crew panicked. Crit. Probably would have lost anyway, but that's an annoying crit. He's moving forward. Did he lose the line of sight? Yeah, I guess so. More Su-76s. I really went too heavily on like anti-armor tools, both in the tank tab and in the AT tab, because 5th Cav doesn't have that many tanks to deal with. T-34 doing some support. Now the Reshica, there's no Reshica. Oh, there is a Reshica, so that could be dangerous. And some B4 203 support. Need some ammo for this one. Even the smoke is used. Yeah, we have reached the point where both of us are having a lot of problems pushing. I think Drago said after the game that he was also running out of infantry, which is not that surprising because while the infantry tab of 5th Cav is good, it's not actually that big in terms of slots. Nice strike from the 120. Yeah, maybe even getting some slight damage on the vehicles. Not much, but and the infantry gets pinned and loses. That's yeah. Now I'm gathering forces to the north. I'm trying to use the smoke now where I discussed earlier. I will try this. Or at least that's my idea. Yeah, there's a pretty significant force in here, but I'm holding the forests, and he has the superiority in the open. So yeah. Again, let's see if I can get the 18-8 off. No, I should have kept moving. I was so close, but yeah. Going for some bombardment might be too late though. Again, just outside of the range. I should move just an inch, but I'm moving back. 37 millimeter plane going in. Lost line of sight. And yeah, these guys are actually picking off my units while I'm trying to reinforce. And soon the smoke off map will hit. Otherwise, fairly stable along the line. Both of us have good defensive lines, so it's hard to push with these incomes at this point. This push is developing though, like a spearhead. Again, going for a strike. This SU is in trouble, and so is this artillery leader. IL-4. Let's see, maybe it can do finally something. But I heard these are getting buffed, so that's actually a good strike. Yeah, so maybe they are good when you actually use them well, unlike how I did earlier. Okay, now the smoke is falling. Let's see if I push. And what happens? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, now I'm going. I mean, at this point we are at the end. So this is just doing this for fun. At this point. Yeah, these are actually very nice at dealing with the horses, with the 3 PTRDs. And T-34 blob. There's a Nikis, more smoke coming down, but this is too late. Oh, I get the 18-8. It missed. Just moving in here. Got the 18-8 off here. Getting pinned from here though. The Zaniki actually doesn't see the Rosiori. And most of them are already dead. Wait! Oh, these guys also have 18-8s. I didn't know that. Or remember that, at least. But yeah, it actually kind of worked. Some of them got stopped. And this guy survived, but yeah, 13-11, only 2 minutes to go. And the Visibot takes this down. Now the smoke is falling. Some still skirmishing, fighting over this flag in the south, but Drago decided it's time to end this. And yeah, we were so close to the end, so I get it. There probably was no way, or there was no way to come back. So trades, yeah, I outtraded, but it didn't feel like that during the game because of the lack of the long-range infantry. I felt so hard to push. I couldn't identify this advantage during the game, which is something that happens a bit too often to me. Let's see. Yeah, T-34 did well. The Valentine actually did well, even though I bashed it during the game. And look at this. The 120mm mortar. This is something that shouldn't happen. The stuff it killed is not the most expensive, but this is a lot of stuff, and it also, of course, pinned a lot of stuff during the game and laid down some smoke. So yeah, you should always counter batter, but mortars as well. Strumavik Rocks did okay. Desaniki did actually pretty well against the Rosiori Assault. Here as well. It didn't feel like that again during the game, but 237, 2 Stugs paid off, but probably could have skipped this one in this matchup. Look at that though. the other at 120 mil. Probably in the south. Actually did nothing. Killed one Reshica. That is funny. This 203. Yeah, this did well. A lot of Reshicas and support units. Otherwise, pretty standard stuff. Artillery leader killing 3 units is pretty cool. IL-4 did nothing. These things. That was in the end anyway. Let's see from Drago's side. Pushkas. Yeah, these are nice units. And Backlight Grenadiers. AB users. These felt so annoying. This is probably the Backlight Grenadier who ran out of ammo, killing all my cheaper infantry. Yeah, nice one. Rosiori, many of them picking 2 infantry units or more. Look at this Pioneer Assault. That's 5 Desantniki. That's a lot. Yeah, this is a very good unit. Yeah, Stug performed 7-6. Yeah, killed 7-1. Killed IL-4 and even one Desantniki. Horse. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the game. I enjoyed playing it. Thanks again for Drago and GG's to him. And I also enjoyed casting this way. So let me know what you think. Have a good one.